Well, welcome back, everybody, to another Winging It Waterfowl podcast. I'm your host, Troy Miller, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Blake Horton and Addison Hawkins.
How's it going?
Howdy.
What's going on, guys? What's new with y'all?
Nothing much.
Man, it's hot, and we're not duck hunting.
That's
a
true.
problem. That's a problem.
Man, I saw a whole mess of ducks today. I mean, like a wad of a couple hundred. Oh, out in that loafing pond I passed by. Man, they were thick. I could have taken out a couple days worth of limits if I'd just had one pot shot.
Man,
There's a lot of teal, but there's a lot of big duck in there too. I didn't get a great look at it because it's on the highway and I'm doing 75, but man, there's a lot of big ducks in there.
they said there was a good push coming north from up around Nebraska and stuff. They had a good push up there, so
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Like the weather we've had the last day or two, it's been overcast, rainy, highs like 68. It's been nice and cool. Been nice for work. I actually had to put on my hoodie the last 2 days.
Must be nice.
yeah, I'm about to say
It is.
It's been
I'm sweating right now.
90.
Yeah, it's been real nice. I'm loving it. But so, what's the latest news from Blake now that you're kind of halfway back home?
Yeah, I got to come home for about 3 days. Got to see the baby and the wife. It was nice. Back at work. Been on work 4 days. Today's my only day off. Back tomorrow for 3 days, and then I'm off for 10, actually. We got baby's birthday next Wednesday. Kind of excited about being off for a little bit, get to spend some time with some family.
Yeah. It's always nice. So you
Yeah.
got another 3-day hitch and then you're back?
So yeah, I go back in tomorrow for 3 days, and then
And are y'all going somewhere, did you say?
no, Ryan's birthday party's Wednesday
Oh,
or
it's just
Saturday, but her birthday's Wednesday, so we'll just stay at the house. So we got family coming in from up around you. So
Yeah, I wish I could make it down there for that.
10-hour drive's a long drive for just a birthday party.
I
Yeah,
just
and it's
showed
my
you a whole bunch of planes.
I know. I mean, if Addison wants to help me out, then it's my anniversary, so probably better not.
Yeah.
So Addison, what's new with you?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Been wrapping up hay season.
How did your teal season round out? I think we need the update on that.
You know how it rounded out, Troy.
Well, yeah, but the listeners don't, and I think they'd enjoy that.
I went out Saturday, the last Saturday of teal season. Made it out to the spot. It was just me and Macy. I made it out to the spot, and we made it out to the spot and got set up. Got out there about 4 a.m. and come shooting light, a boat rolls through my decoys, and sets up about 200 yards from me, and I get skunked. I heard maybe 10 shots on that entire lake.
Bad morning, huh? For everybody all around, sounds like.
Yes, sir.
Did they tear up any of your stuff, your equipment, or your decoys?
No, it truly wasn't through my spread.
We had that in Arkansas. Someone rolled through our spread and their motor cut our jerker line.
Wow.
It stole like 2 decoys. I was like, oh, I was so mad that morning. It was our last morning. I was
Bye.
like, it's like, oh, there goes our decoys. I hope they get caught up in your propeller for driving right through our spread.
Yeah, that was the snow morning, wasn't it?
Yes.
And it was just all that snow melted off right as soon as that sun came up and we were in those trees and it was just leaking right down your neck and your back.
It's horrible. Hey, I'm gonna say at least y'all got to go teal hunt.
Yeah, that is true. I had a pretty good ending to my weekend. I got a 5-er on Saturday, lost one. And I kept looking for that limit bird after that one I lost. And then Sunday, I only got to hunt for 45 minutes, and I just had the one. Had some guys playing peekaboo with me over in the in the stuff on Sunday. I was trying to be friendly. They just wanted to play peekaboo. But I got Ruth hauled off to the trainer for her refresher course. So she'll be gone 2 weeks or so. So
So you gonna pick her up before we head to Nebraska, or
hopefully I'll be picking her up for my opener for here.
I
So
forgot
it's
you
just,
open up early.
yeah, it's just a little refresher course since, when she got out was February. So I just kind of told them, the things I kind of want to polish up for from what we've seen already from my 6, 7 hunts I've had between dove and teal. And so he's just going to kind of polish her up a little bit. So he did say one thing that I, like really kind of hit home that I thought about was cool when he said it was, one thing about learning about having a new dog and this being my first dog. He's like, you're going to realize there's a big difference between going from being a hunter to getting a dog because you're no longer a hunter. Now you're a dog handler. So,
Yeah, you put that in the text, and I actually had a note about that. The difference in dog handling and hunting, and
yeah, I
I
wanted to
don't know.
get y'all's take on it because y'all are a lot more experienced than I am.
I mean, you're just responsible for one more thing, you know. Uh, injuries and watching your other hunters that are beside you, making sure if your dog breaks or whatever that they're not trying to kill cripples, and you got to worry about gators, stingrays, bull sharks, sharp stuff in the water. It makes you more aware, is what it does.
Yeah, I agree with Addison. I mean, I got this experience most of my first season without a dog, and then I switched to a dog, and it's just, I guess you'd say more that your anxiety level kind of raises because, and even when you're hunting by yourself, man, I mean, you gotta watch your dog, and then you got so much you're trying to do, especially when you hunt by yourself. You got a jerk cord, you're trying to get motion in the water, you're trying to make sure your dog's not popped out enough. So that's, I mean, but I wouldn't change it anyway. I hunt more to watch my dog work now than I hunt to enjoy. I mean, I enjoy more watching my dog go pick up the birds and the excitement off my dog than anything.
Yeah, man, I got to tell you, I knew it was going to be exciting just from talking to y'all and, being around y'all's dogs. But man, that was awesome getting to work her, especially that morning when I got that triple and, got 5 in the day. Just had a really good day. Man, it was just awesome to work her. And, she's new. We're still figuring it out, but man, it was great. So,
Yeah, that's, and I mean, that's kind of hard with your own dog, but when you start putting 2 dogs in and you got like in Nebraska, just not saying, man, I'm bringing my dog because I'll respect this and I'll know we're good shooters and good hunters. But it's when you take your dog out with people you might not know, or someone brings a buddy and you got a dog that's a little uneasy. That's a part of between hunt, like we said, the difference of being a hunter or a dog handler. People that don't bring dogs, I ain't got to really worry about much. But then you got your buddy next to you that has that dog that's a first year dog or an unsteady dog because they haven't been out to get to hunt very much.
yeah. And that was when you were talking about being solo and everything. Like, I found myself after that first day, like, hey, I need to make sure how I'm setting up this jerk line. And it's not that, her getting caught in it is the amount of water we were in. I didn't worry about it, but still just the convenience of it. Cause she sat there and kicked it 2 or 3 times out of my hands. And that jerk rig I have doesn't float. I got to rig something up on it. But, I was like, man, just every little hunt, I'm learning something new and figuring out something with the dog. There's always a little something. So what's y'all's biggest, takeaways from, like, the biggest thing you think you've learned from hunting without a dog to hunting with a dog over the years?
It's easy without a dog. like when Macy got hurt and I was leaving her at home and I'd still go hit a couple hunts. Man, it was easy. Didn't have to worry about anything. I was hunting holes that I knew had big gators in them. Yeah, it's just you're responsible for something you love very much, and you need to be sure that that thing's going to be safe because you can't talk to it and tell it, hey, don't go this way. There's a crab trap over there. Hey, don't go this way. There's a oyster bed over there. So you're just it takes you to another level of looking out for her.
Yeah. So to avoid like injuries and mishaps, what do you do to combat that in where you hunt with off the coast and everything? Do you like just go to certain areas and avoid others, or like kind of what's your game plan for that now that you have a dog and kind of been more experienced in it over the last couple of years?
Well, whenever I scout areas, I take my push pole and bury my prop in the mud, and if I start hitting oysters, I know that's a spot I bring a P-row and not a dog.
Yeah.
And then the stingrays, just luck of it. Hopefully
Now,
not. Hopefully,
is that something they just step on, or
mhm,
is that what you're worried
yeah,
about?
yes, sir. Yeah, because they are out there in them salt marshes.
Okay. I didn't even think about that.
Yes, sir.
I don't have to worry about the stingrays and gators. Mine's or the sharks and stuff like he's talking about. Mine's more gators. I
Yeah.
found out. I mean, even in my little hole that we have off of Red River that I hunt a lot, I didn't think until we got a little bit in the summertime. I'm like, oh, this hole gators ain't gonna come out of that river to come just up here, and I was wrong. We had some big gators in there this year, and that kind of opened up my eyes. Like, we kind of need to watch out a little bit during the season.
Yeah.
But even, I mean, before I was doing that, I was hunting public land, and we had gators out on the river I was hunting, and I think my biggest problem was Addison really don't have it, which I wish Wiley was a little bit like Macy in this point. His dog rides beside him on the boat. My dog
Yeah.
loved
no.
to ride on the bow, and there's nothing I can do to put. I'd ask him to get back, and he just wants to be up there. So, and I can't tell you how many times we hit a tree and I'd throw him off, and he'd come back up, get right back on the bow. I'm like, man, at some point you're gonna learn.
I doubt it.
But no, he never did.
Yeah. Y'all need a sage with you. She's
Yeah.
a gator killer. Did I ever tell you about that?
No, you never told him.
My Aussie, we went mosquito in here. My Aussie, me and her went on a little road trip down the coast years ago, and we went to what was it? What is that one down on the coast that has all the cranes?
All the whats?
It has all those whooping cranes. It's a big whooping crane conservation area. It's on the coast.
In Texas?
Yeah.
Beaumont?
No, it's a big nature reserve. I don't remember what it's called now. But we went out there, and I'd never been there, and me and her went to go hike, and I saw this deal up there. It said, watch for gators and all this stuff. And you come in the gate, and there's this big pond with an overlook deck, and there's like 2 gators there. It's like, oh, that's all we're gonna see for the whole thing. Like, there ain't no gators here. And we sit there, and me and her start hiking. We get like a mile and a half in. I have it's a quick release deal. It goes around her collar like a collar, and then it has Velcro. Me and her used to backpack and hike all the time, and she was great off leash. And if someone was around, I just rip that Velcro. It's a little like 18-inch lead is all it is.
Mhm.
And this dog loves to swim. And she's sitting there, hadn't seen any gators. And I sit there and I'm walking, and she dives off into this little marsh pond. And all of a sudden I just see the bank come to life, and a whole bunch of big old huge gators start just sliding into the water. I'm sitting there, Sage, just sitting there yelling and screaming at her, like thinking I'm fixing to have to jump in. She just like finally get over there. beat her little butt. And I was like, you do not get off leash anymore. We get back. I about had a heart attack. Gosh, on Friday, that was one of the scariest things I've ever experienced with that dog. And then we get back to the trailhead. There's this tiny little stream coming across, and it's the main parking lot to trailhead parking lot to a whole bunch of different trails that branch off. And I'm hoping statute of limitations are in effect here. But there's this little like baby alligator, like 2.5 foot long. And I'm sitting there like, oh, sweet. And I'm like, lean down to take a picture of it, and Sage jumps down in there, grabs it by the back of the head, and shook it to death and killed it. She drops it right there. And this is, wildlife reserve. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh God, they're going to put her down. I'm going to go to prison. Like, I sit there and grabbed it by the tail, and I yeeted that thing out in the bushes and get in the car, we're leaving.
Oh my God.
Yep. That dog was a wild one. But what's the temperature y'all kind of, is there like a certain temperature where gators kind of go into their dormant phase, or is it just freeze, or when do you kind of stop? When do you kind of not have to worry about them?
There's a lot out.
Go ahead,
Go ahead, Blake.
I've been on the river. I've seen them when the water gets to about 50 degrees. That's when I stop worrying about them.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a point of the year where you start seeing gators and you just see them, or they go dormant. They just stick their head straight up out of the water, pretty much, just to kind of warm up. But when I start seeing that during hunting season, I stop worrying as much.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still take my tourniquets. I still take my med bag. I still take my pistol with me, just to be. You don't ever know. But when I start seeing them do that, I quit worrying. But Addison might be. I mean, down the coast is completely different. It's salt water too, probably.
Well, I had a biologist long time ago tell me that alligators cannot digest food when the water temperature's below 59 degrees. So I go with that. You still see them. You see them when it's cold.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. They real active still, or are they pretty much dormant at that point?
Dormant. I mean, I've seen one swimming across the river whenever it was. I mean, just cold. It could have been dead now. Now I just pass it on the boat, but I've seen them out whenever it was real cold. But that's kind of my little go-to. If it's been long enough cold to where I think the water temperature is going to be under that 59 degrees, then I'll kind of relax a little while.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm at the point where if I got to put a vest on my dog because the water is that cold, I don't worry about it. And that's about 50 degrees is when I'll put a water temp 50 degrees. Depending on the day, if it's a real sunny day, I won't. But like if it's overcast, a little windy, I'll put a vest on Wiley just to keep him warm. But I mean, and everybody's different about the vest on their dogs. So
see, I think Ruth's going to be one of those ones I have to vest up pretty frequent. She's not a big fan of the cold water. For a lab, it really surprised me, but I mean, she's fine, but you can tell she's just like, prefer the warm water. But yeah, so outside of that, like having to worry about the alligators and stuff like that, kind of what's your biggest change from going from hunter to handler, like that you've seen?
I almost feel like it's more intimate. You get to hang out with your dog and it's your dog, man. She gets to come along with you. I feel like it's a more intimate time, and when that dog's really working good, and like for me, I get, if she's really responding well to hand signals, and someone tells you, man, that's so cool, then
Yeah.
that's it pumps up an ego. It does. So it's the intimacy as well.
Yeah, I can appreciate
I totally
that.
agree on that. I mean, you go from having this little pup that in a crate that poops up there and cries all night to watching this dog just progress and progress and progress. And then it's like I said, you be sitting there and your buddies are like, wow, like your dog really has came afar, like a long way. And that's just like that's that means more to me than shooting any limit of green heads, of shooting the perfect of green heads, and you throw pintail in there and maybe a canvas back and just a perfect limit of ducks. And I'm just like, just hear somebody talk about my dog and just say, man, you've done really good with that dog. Cause I mean,
Yeah.
and we spend, it's not just, not, I know for me and Addison and you, cause I mean, we've all sent Snapchats to each other and stuff. It's not just the duck season. We are out there working our dogs throughout the off season just so we don't lose that drive and the bond with our dogs. I mean, I could pick up a bumper right now. I could go home and I haven't really been home at all this month and pick up one bumper. And Wiley is just, he knows it's time to go do something.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think that's the best.
That was one cool thing about whenever I went and dropped off Ruth with the trainer the other day, which I keep in contact with him and kind of been letting him know how everything's going. And that's why he's like, man, that's a whole different dog. Cause, you know, like he was saying, we were worried because she had no drive, no prey drive, no hunt drive. She just was a people pleaser, thought she's just going to be a little couch noodle, you know, and working, working, working. It took a long time of working her here at the house after I got her back from training. Like he's like, she will do what she needs to do, but she doesn't have much drive. He's like, it's one of those things that could either come with time and experience and age, or it may not. She may just be, you know, a companion dog that will go out and pick up a duck for you every now and then. And so we were real worried about that. And then just throughout the last, you know, since February, working her here at the house and taking her out to the lake every now and then and all this stuff and trying to figure out what she likes. Like we finally got it down. And that's what I was telling him. I was like, man, she's a whole different dog. And he was like, he's like, would not recognize her from the dog that left here to the dog that you just brought back. Just the little bit of confidence she had, and I mean, just wanting to do what she was born to do, you know. So that was a cool little aha moment for me the other day, taking him back to the trainer. So
Yeah, that's always nice when you can send a video of your trainer, like, you're doing good, just keep doing what you're doing. Your dog looks great.
yeah, and he's been. I'll give him props. He's great. Like I can text him and be like, hey, this is what we're going through. Like this is what I'm doing. Do you have a suggestion? You know, stuff like this. You know, like that first dove hunt when she chewed off that dove head on the very first one. You know, he's like, he's like, I think you're doing everything right. Sounds like you did what you need to do. He's like, if not, maybe add a little pressure and just a real quick retrieve, recall. So
Yeah.
he's been real great about that. So
I think one of the biggest things too, and I want to hear what Addison says about this, is people need to enjoy the solo hunts with their dogs. Like it's nice going out and shooting a lot of birds and watching your dog pick stuff up, but it's those solo hunts that it's just you and your dog and the time, just y'all two. I think that kind of gets overlooked more nowadays with all of our social media with the pile pics and everything else. I mean, I'll go shoot one duck. I mean, you get to watch my dog work and take that over a pile pick any day. But I mean, like I said, I want to hear what Addison says about that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I do about half and half solo hunts, and then the smaller hunts with like me and you, Blake, or me and my dad, or me and James, me and one other guy. I do the four guys, but them solo hunts, just sitting somewhere with your dog and watching the world come alive. Every time I'd say, man, just let me get Macy one bird, one retrieve. That's all I want out of every hunt. Just if
yeah,
she doesn't forget what we're doing and she stays in love with it, and that's all I really ask for. Anything more than that, great, love it. But
that's just
but that
icing.
that's it. Just watch her work once. That's all I ask for every hunt.
Yeah, I've noticed like with this year, I've been trying to make a point, like, it's already just being out in the duck blind, even just watching everything come to life and watching sunrise and hearing everything start waking up. Man, it's always magical to me, anyways. It's just awe inspiring, anyways. But having Ruth out there has just made it even better. And then this year, I've been really trying to, making sure, saying a little prayer beforehand, thank you, God, for, the opportunities that we get to do this. And then, like, hey, just one bird, just give me that one bird for her. Let's keep it going for her. And man, it's just, I haven't been skunked yet. And man, it's just, it changes my attitude, my outlook as well. Gets me in the right state of mind. Just trying to make sure and keep that going forward this year as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just it's different when you wake up and you get to watch the world wake up, and then you
Oh,
got
yeah.
you got your best friend sitting there right beside you, just as happy to be there as you are. I mean,
Well, this dog has been on crack. When I wake up, when she knows, like, it's when she sees me getting up early in the morning and letting her out, she's just like, I mean, getting the zoomies. I mean, she is at the door. She's like, let's go, Jack. So she definitely is. I think she's a lot more into it than what we were originally thinking she was going to be. So that's been nice.
yeah,
So when y'all go with groups of people that, you know, the first time you're with someone that's never hunted with you or with your dog, do y'all like set down ground rules? Like I know, like when me and Blake, when he first got Wiley and we went, he's like, hey, making sure when dog's out, we don't shoot. Do y'all like lay down ground rules for people?
Oh
Or
yeah,
do y'all just
yeah.
kind of
So
as it goes, let them know,
no,
hey, no shooting while he's out there, she's out there, whatnot? How do
it's
y'all approach like groups of new people or new hunters?
no, for me, it's before
Say
shooting
that again.
light. I said before me, or for me, it's
Nope.
before
I
shooting
see.
light.
You
Maybe
did
I
my
lose
say,
me.
bad.
hey,
We keep on
if
going.
it's early in the season, Macy does
Yeah,
break
I mean,
early
we
on.
hunted
So I say,
before, and
hey,
I've hunted with
after we
people. I
shoot, and if
think
we
my
kill
first
birds,
thing I just tell people, I'm just like,
my
hey,
dog's
man,
more than likely going to be out in the spread.
my dog don't
I'll finish
break,
the cripples.
but for by the
Put
slight
your gun on safety when
chance,
my dog's out there.
if I yell guns up, there's no shooting after that. I mean, and that's just for the safety of not just your dog, of everybody else, of everything going on. I mean,
Yeah.
when we first hunted, I kind of told you, I said, hey, sometimes he's a little fresh. If it's the first of the season, let's shoot, and don't shoot your cripples yet until we're for sure that I look over and I'm like, hey, we're good to shoot cripples because I can see my dog in a blind. But it's just that being able to talk to the guys and be like, hey, listen, this is what I got. And I mean, it's always going to be different too. I mean, some people that never hunted with a dog aren't going to understand,
Well, yeah,
even
that's kind
though,
of what I was gearing towards, like even just like new hunters in general to waterfowl. Like I didn't know if you like broke it down for them beforehand, a little safety briefing before.
yeah, I do. I mean, I've been with guys that sometimes those guys that's never been around dog, never hunted. I'm like, hey, okay, I just kind of step out in front of the blind. I'm like, hey, guys, we're going to say a prayer. I'm going to go over a little bit of ground rules with gun safety with the dog around. Please respect what I say. And they know, I mean, I've never been around nobody. It's like, oh, whatever, we'll do what we want. Nobody listens to you and does what they're going to do most of the times.
Yeah. So,
And it's all for the safety of the dog. I mean,
well, yeah, no one wants, gosh, just hearing about accidents of people accidentally shooting their dogs or something like that, man,
yes.
that
And
just makes me
I
sick.
mean, I never thought it would happen. I've been close once. I think you were with me on one when we got closer. Maybe it wasn't you, it was
So I don't
Kyle.
remember that.
We we thought he stopped. We started shooting cripples, and then he just broke out of nowhere. And I mean, we were a good 15 yards above him, but it's just even being that, even shooting with him with outside the blind, still a near miss to me.
Yeah. Well, I got a lot to learn about having a dog. And nice thing is I got y'all too. So, and I've
Yes, that's
already
the thing
learned a
that
lot. So,
yeah, that's the thing that helps when you got a group of guys, your hunting buddies have dogs. You can bounce ideas off of them, like, "Hey, I got this going on. What would you do?" And most of the time, most of those guys have had that problem, or they know somebody like, "Hey, I'll make a phone call."
yeah. And that's one thing I was saying that I'll brag on my trainer. I don't know how your relationship after training was with your trainer, but like my guy's awesome. They're at High Boot. I mean, anything I need, pick up the phone, text him, call him, and he gets back to me immediately, lets me know what to do. So that's been awesome.
Yeah, mine wasn't bad. My trainer, she was kind of older. She don't train no more. I asked her. I was going to, I was actually probably about to buy another dog really quick to have 2 dogs. I don't need to, but just so she could train another dog because she just did so well with Wiley, but she's done training now, so by the time it comes, we'll figure something else out.
Yeah. So speaking of getting stuff ready, so have you taken Wiley goose hunting really? Or is this going to be a new venture when we get up to Nebraska and try out for geese?
Well, I guess the only goose hunt he's been on is when me and you went. You shot that
Well, that
that
wasn't a
lesser.
goose hunt.
Well, no, we shot that lesser
Yeah,
out there on
on the playa.
that Playa Lake. No, I mean we don't really have geese down here. I mean Louisiana has geese. They got your snows and your specks, but not where I hunt. So
Yeah,
it'll be something new. I mean he's good. I mean I got that little layout blind dog blind that I bought when I was up there with you. But
yeah. So what is I wanted to go over kind of since we're talking about, transitioning from, you know, new hunter to and he's back.
Hello.
We
What did
lost
I
you.
miss?
Um oh, not really much. We were talking about with do you go over like when you have a new group of guys or new hunters, do you like kind of give them a briefing beforehand when you're hunting,
Hmm.
kind of your ground rules for hunting with your dog?
Yeah. Did you get any of mine, or did my phone die out
No,
before then?
you cut out.
No. Well, would you like mine?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So if it's early season, I know Macy's gonna break. Uh, so I tell him, hey, after we shoot, and if there's birds on the water, my dog gonna try to make her way out there, and if I don't catch her before then, once they're on the water, we stop shooting, guns up, guns on safe, and I will finish off any cripples because I will shoot over my dog's head. No one else is gonna shoot over my dog's head. And that's usually just about it. I don't. Oh, don't do this with my dog. Don't do that with my dog. But shooting over her, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, that's fair. So, have you ever goose hunted with Macy much? Is there any what's your big differences between field hunting geese and just duck hunting in general?
Mm, she's a lot faster on on land. She responds to hand signals a lot better. Uh, it it took her a little while to figure out geese though, because she's such a little dog, and she grabs him by the neck or wing and kind of just drags him back, and big graders, snow geese or specks she'll pick up, but big graders like we hunt in North Texas, yeah, no, she drags them
Yeah. Um, and you keep her in the layout blind with you, right?
most of the time, yes. But if we're hunting like snows, she's got a white vest on and she's just sitting beside me.
Okay. How big is she? Was she 50 pounds?
She's a dense 60 pounds.
Is
Like,
she? Okay.
yeah, she's 60 pounds, but she's dense. She's small. Like she fits in the cab of my Mahindra 80-horse tractor with me.
Yeah.
So
Man, I wish I had a small lab like that.
Man, it always blows my mind. It's being around Wiley and only Wiley for so long, and then last year hunting with Macy and then getting Ruth. I'm like, I forget how big he is sometimes.
was
Yeah, the funny
expecting
thing
Macy to
is,
be big.
Yeah.
the
I
funny
was not
thing is,
expecting Ruth to be big.
yeah, he's a short dog, but he is a very muscle dog. Like he is all there.
Yeah.
He's not like a tall, like sometimes you get those big dogs that are tall, like 100-pound labs that are real tall and kind of lanky. You know, he's short and stocky. So he's all there. That's what I'm kind of excited about hunting geese with him in the field because I want to see if he's going to take off and actually just nail one.
Yeah. Ruth, she's a chubby dog. I have never had problems with a dog that is overweight if you're not careful. Like I have had to play with her food proportioning so much over the last 2 years. Like that dog just thinks about food she puts on weight.
That's Macy.
Yeah.
She's a little fat girl. Yukonuba fit body. I call it her fat girl food. Now it's $90 for 28 pounds, but it's the only food I've found that keeps weight off Macy.
Yeah. I've been feeding that Victor High Pro and the Victor Max 5.
Yeah.
Those ones are higher protein, a little bit lower fat. I like those mixes and they seem to work well. I've kind of played around with some different things and that's one's worked best for me. But so talking about goose hunting. So I was going to kind of go over. We've been discussing in our group chat, getting ready for this because we're 32, 33 days out.
Something like that.
32 or 31, yeah.
I was going to kind of go over what's y'all's. I mean, we know what we've discussed, but what is y'all's little ritual for putting together your list of your personal things for an out of state trip? Kind of tips for people, that have never been out of state or on a, big hunt like what we're doing. Cause I mean, we're not going for a little weekend hunt. We're going for a full week plus.
Like, so I always make sure I take 2 guns with me if I go out of state. If I go out of state, I'll make sure I have 2 guns just because I don't want to be the guy that takes 1 gun and it fails on me or I don't have a backup gun to go to if something happens. 2 guns and 2 waders are my number one thing on my list.
Yeah.
Just because we've been out of state once to hunt and we have problems with waders. And I don't want to have to go spend $300 I was planning on using for something else on a set of waders when I have an extra pair sitting right there at the house.
Yeah.
That's solid.
And plenty
2
of
waders.
ammo too. I mean, I take probably triple what I want to shoot, just because there's sometimes we all have bad days.
Yeah.
So,
what's like your? Is there any like littler items outside of your like waders and guns and coat and stuff like that? Is there any like smaller something that most people don't think about or is not in the front of your mind that you like, hey, this has to go on every trip that's away from home kind of thing for these hunts?
Still got me?
Say that again.
I said, you still got me?
Yeah, you're there.
Oh, okay. It says reconnecting. Tools.
Oh,
Always
man.
tools.
again,
And if you're
he's having
dragging a
trouble
boat,
tonight.
2 spares.
Yeah, rough night for him.
Think extra socks, man.
Extra socks.
And
yeah.
we don't think about it. I mean, me and you've been there. We're like, we gotta go buy more socks.
Yeah. So my big one is the socks and then pants.
Yeah.
Like layers, because that Arkansas trip where I was in waders with holes in them, having to remember to dry your only pair of pants every day sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. That's probably one of the socks and the pants. I mean, just make sure you have enough layers.
Yeah.
And if you think you have enough, pack an extra pair.
Well, like I always tell my kids and my wife, like me and my wife both are overpackers for any trip, and my kids all the time they're like, this will be fine. I'm like, pack like you're gonna poop yourself every day.
Yeah.
You can never have too many underwear.
What I was saying before I disconnected was tools. I always bring tools, impact, uh,
That is
sockets.
a good one.
I have a whole travel Milwaukee pack out that comes with me. Voltmeter. I mean, everything I could think of, because I've had to repack bearings on the side of the road on my boat trailer. If you're dragging a boat or decoy trailer, two spares. That's
Yeah,
my
that's a good one.
non-negotiable.
Yeah, after last
Non-negotiable.
year, which it was the end of the last day, but tools is a big one for me too now because my stock nut loosened off on me in that last day of our hunt last year, which I got by with it, but it could have been a lot worse. But like that whole kit is like that's in my blind bag now of those tools to make sure that I have that to be able to put that back together if it happens again. And I Loctited the crap out of it, but still.
Leatherman's,
So
that's another
I bring
non-negotiable. Have to have it for me.
yeah, I bring um a saw, a little folding saw. I make sure that goes with me. Never know what kind of you're going to be in. In some places, you may have to ditch them.
You never know that you're not supposed to cut trees in some places.
Yeah, make sure you know your rules for your local WMAs.
That's one thing. One thing I will say that I did not know, and we needed to brush in a little bit. I cut a couple of trees, and we made a couple of locals mad, and found out that we were not supposed to have. We were not allowed to do that. That they will
Yeah,
shut the whole part of that refuge down. And I was like,
we
okay,
deep sixed that thing real quick. Lessons learned. We were very
yes,
new. This is still
very.
back in our heathen days. Another one one thing that I always make sure is I have an extra choke because I've lost a choke before. Found it, but I have had a choke. Not getting the heat of action. You having a good day. Mine was dove hunting when I lost mine, but I mean, mine just sat there screwed out, didn't even realize it, and then banging around, walking around, back and forth, hitting grass and weeds and everything. I lost a choke out of my gun, which is not the end of the world, but still, I make sure to have my choke wrench and an extra choke in my bag.
Come hunt saltwater with me. It won't be a problem them backing themselves out.
You put some of that Loctite on it, they'll stay in there forever.
That's natural Loctite rust, sir. I can't get the one out of my Beretta right now.
Yeah. So, Addison, what's your game plan on stuff that you make sure that we have packed and stuff on the list for going on as big a trip as we do? Anything kind of out of the ordinary that you maybe wouldn't think of normally on a regular hunt that you're making sure we have?
No, not really. Just my normal like travel toiletries and so I have like a line system. My first line is like center console ready to go, and then second line is like packed away in bags. I always make sure now to bring a spare shot collar too, and so I just got the Garmin Pro, and so that's just gonna go in my center console. If one of us needs it, we have it.
Yeah, what do you run normally?
I switch it up in between the Dogtra. Um, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's the long handled one. The long handled, like the kind of like the round one.
Tritronics?
Huh?
Is that Tritronics?
No, it's Dogtra brand.
Okay.
Dogtra.
Sorry, I thought you meant a different brand. Yeah.
No, it's the Dogtra Pro 550, I think. And then
Yeah.
the Garmin whichever one Blake has. He turned me on to that one, and I like it whenever we're in the boat hunting because I could turn Macy's little headlight on, and I know where she's at in the boat because it's easy to lose track of a black dog at 4 a.m. But
Yeah, I've
yeah,
got the Garmin Sport Pro as well, and so that'll be nice for all of us. Is all of our stuff is compatible with each other's remotes.
yes.
Yeah, that'll be nice if one of us loses a remote or something that we could just program that collar to.
I will say my biggest pet peeve with that remote is
The Switch.
trying to get something connected to that dang thing. No, I haven't had problems with the Switch, but man, I took my decoy cable. I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm gonna rig up a decoy cable deal for my lanyard or all that. Wouldn't go through. I mean, it is
Well,
that
the little tiny
freaking
hole.
tiny.
Yeah.
Yes, and mine didn't come with a clip. I was like, I could clip it on inside my chest. That way it's easily accessible, but nope, it doesn't come with a clip either. So,
I just found on Etsy a biothane lanyard, and it's pretty thick, like 1/4 inch thick. It almost looks like a decoy string, but it came with a little bitty O-ring or a key ring that's pretty stout, and I just ran that through mine.
yeah, I took a paracord and weaved it through mine, and then I made about 5-6 inch lead, and then I put a carabiner on the end of it, and then where my D rings are, I clip it on there, and then I can tuck it inside, and that way it's right there on my left hand, and that's worked really great for me so far.
When you're fat,
So,
you'll hit the buttons.
and then yeah, that's fair. I'm ready to. What was I gonna say? I don't remember now. But yeah, that'll be nice. Us all having the same collar system available if something happens to a remote.
But
So
going back to the whole what packing on the road trip, first line is always Pepto-Bismol and Excedrin in the cup holder, ready to go. In the blind bag, all of
It's
it.
baby wipes.
Baby wipes.
I
close
got
second. Yeah.
plenty of baby wipes. The worst
Yep.
thing is to be out in the middle of the freaking marsh and that taco you got from that gas station or that coffee finally hits you and you don't have nothing out there. I have sacrificed plenty of long sleeves to make sure I don't have to stink the rest of the hunt.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
I have dude wipes in my pack at all times. I'm not doing a redneck bidet with a water bottle.
Oh man, that brings back the stories at Arkansas when, man, I don't know if we had some bad coffee or something, but
Well, it wasn't
we're
good
out.
coffee, I'll tell you that much.
No, it was not. But everybody's stomach got jacked up by the second day, and there was people hanging off trees pretty much.
That one log, that poor log.
It was bad.
Yeah, we thought we were all being real sneaky and thought we walked far enough away, your depth perception in the dark. And then when sun comes up, we all look over and that log's 15 feet away from us.
My God.
Just see little dude wipe teepees all over the place. So, what's the biggest thing about going out of state for y'all that you would think that for someone new? Because I know we've done pretty good about coordinating. Like, hey, you're bringing this, I'm bringing this, you're bringing this kind of deal. And we've got a pretty good setup. Between all of us, we all solo hunt so much. I feel like we've all got a pretty good grip on everything. But is there anything like you would suggest that people get a hold of before they start trying to make these big trips?
E-Scout.
I think the biggest, scouting. Get on your Onyx. Get on Google Earth. I mean, if you find something on Onyx and public, get on Google Earth if you need to. Start looking. Try to find recent imagery on things. I know in Nebraska, my biggest thing I've done it for us on our group on X pins is go to these WMAs and look what their water levels are. Nebraska. I don't know about anywhere else. I know Nebraska's great about it. They'll tell you good water, bad water, excellent, and just scouting. Eat scout as much as you can before you get out there, and leave a day
Yeah.
early if you
Yeah.
can.
I will say this. I relied on you for a long time for OnX, and I just had the free version, but man, spend the money, get the elite. It's so worth it. What about
And
from a go ahead.
your laws, I would make sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've all
like
been brushing up on that.
yeah, which it's a pain because like we're going to Nebraska. Nebraska is like the biggest sandhill crane state that you could go to in the United States, but it's protected because it's their breeding grounds.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be that person that shows up with two cranes and you're like, oh, look what I shot. You can shoot that back home, and they're like, well, buddy, I'm going to take those, and you're actually going to jail. So,
Yeah. ID, I think, is a big one, especially if you're going to a different area and fly zone or birds or anything like that. I know I've kind of been making sure to brush up on the wing ID from my little deal, which I carry. I bought. Did I give you one, Addison, or did I just give Blake one? That little waterproof waterfowl ID thing.
Mm-mm.
Now I'll have to get you one. Which I mean, they're just something nice to keep in there for in the pack. I keep it at the top of the zipper of my pack. It's waterproof little fold out deal. It's just something cool to look at. Gives you like the ranges, their breeding grounds, their wintering grounds. It's just a cool deal. I've sat there on slow days and read through that thing so many times. But yeah, I'd definitely say brush up on your waterfowl on ID if you're going somewhere where you're going to be seeing a bunch of stuff that you're not used to, especially going different flyways and stuff.
Yep.
and
So
your limits too. I mean, your limits are different in every place.
limits change. I mean, even in our flyway alone, limits change. But in the central Mississippi, I think is pretty uniform throughout. But
Yeah,
listen,
most of it, except the central. I know Kansas did not adopt the 3 pintail.
no,
There's
I
still
hadn't
one.
heard that. I have
I was
not heard
listening to a
that.
podcast the other day, and they said they did not adopt the 3 pintail. That's just 1 pintail.
That'll be interesting because I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard of anyone not adopting it yet.
That they were talking. I don't know for sure, but they were talking about the weekends, letting outsiders only hunt on the
That,
weekends.
as far as I know, that has not passed, and it's not going to because it's past, their year, their
Yeah,
fiscal year.
that's good. That's cool. That would hurt them
Well, yeah, I think,
financially.
yeah, there was a big pushback against it of, financially and everything else. And like no one really wanted that except for a few loud squeaky wheels, from the way I understand it and what I read. But yeah, the law book definitely I would say, which I don't know. I haven't bought my Nebraska license yet. Um, but I don't know. Is theirs online like TPWD?
You can, yeah. I will get mine this Friday
Okay.
just to get it out of the way for getting everything checked off before we leave.
Yeah. Oh, well, this Nebraska trip coming up, is there anything else y'all wanted to cover on that about thinking about for other people?
It's gonna be a lot of walking, huh, Blake?
Yeah, I was talking to a guy that does some podcasts up there. He's from that area, and I was talking to him. He said there is a lot of walking. It's a lot of open marsh. And he asked me, he's like, what y'all's plans on trying to blend in? I said, we're going to take some panel blinds. He said, that's going to be, just make sure you get those panel blinds really looking good. But he said, your panel blinds will be your biggest thing.
Yeah. We'll have to brush
And
those in.
yeah, and we've talked to a buddy, Austin, that hunts there a lot. He says sometimes you could have to walk a little bit. Sometimes you don't have to walk at all. You can sit right off the bank and shoot them. So I think our biggest deal this year is going to be a learning experience, the difference between going somewhere we've never been
Yeah. And what's early season for us is going to be mid season for them. So
Yes,
how the birds behave is going to be interesting.
they're going to be kind of smart already by the time we get there. We're going to have to. They're not going to have those new birds unless they do. We get there and Canada decides they want to freeze over, which I mean I'm totally game for. Let Dakotas and Canada freeze over and we get some good ducks. Good push.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm looking forward to it. I know we've got our. Did you get that hotel booked?
I'm going to do that Friday as well.
We gotcha, and that's dog
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I didn't know if we were gonna go incognito and like try to stick these big old labs inside our coats or our bags.
Go through the back door.
Open the window.
I have done that in a hotel. I have done that with Macy. We got kicked out. They saw us on camera, but yes.
I did that once when we were hunting that WMA guy. It snowed on us while we were hunting that for that draw that we got the same weekend one year. It was cold. We were like, oh, we're not camping out to where we're going to. We got a hotel and they were like, oh, you can't have dogs. I threw Wiley in my bag pretty much. We were good until we walked out the next morning, not even remembering. We got it for 2 days. They were like, oh, y'all can't come back. Y'all got a dog.
That's when you put on some dark sunglasses.
I said, that ain't a dog. That's my kid.
Oh. Well, what else did y'all want to discuss tonight? I think that wraps her up pretty well.
I liked
Yeah,
your go ahead, Blake.
go ahead.
In the text you sent me, there was one bullet point that I really liked, and it said hunting essentials to get started. And
Oh
and
yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot.
I have a couple notes on that. Um,
Yeah, take it away.
I'm not the most experienced. I'm still learning. I'm still I'm still figuring out what's working and what's not. But I'll tell you, you don't need to go finance a gator tail at, 18% and put yourself in debt. Now go buy the boat. I'm telling you, go buy the boat. Don't put yourself in crazy debt. But man, a long time I've killed ducks. I still run academy decoys. Academy decoys, for a long time I had academy waders. You don't need a dog. We were talking about how nice it is to have a dog. But getting started and out the gate, you don't have to be that guy with the latest and greatest at the boat ramp. It's not it's not a fashion show there of how much Sitka you have on and what shotgun you have and what boat you're running with what motor. You know, it's it's getting out there and just killing them with living above not living above your means. There's there's one time in particular I
Yeah.
remember I pulled up to a boat ramp and these kids they had soccer cleats on and pants because they weren't doing waders. They had old Remington 870s. We got skunked on that hunt, and these kids in soccer cleats, no waders, Remington 870s, in kayaks pulled up, and they had a full strap. I thought, man, see, it doesn't matter what you have.
Yeah. I know there's definitely things that make it easier though. I'll say that.
That gator tail does make it easy. It does. But
Well, even just
there's so
little
many
things.
lenders out there that'll loan you that boat at something crazy 22%, and you don't need to do that. You'll never pay it off.
Yeah.
I think that's one of our biggest problems with the social media nowadays is just that you see all these people run these prodigies, gator tails, which don't get me wrong, I would love to own a prodigy. I love to own a gator tail. But I had a 2002 Go Devil with a 35 horsepower with nothing but Ford. We didn't have neutral, we didn't have nothing on that boat. There's times I still showed up with ducks in them no one else did. I mean, buy your old boat if you have to. Get down the river and walk anywhere you got to. Nothing says you have to have a mud motor to kill these ducks. I mean, guys before us were doing it way before mud motors got in.
with canoes.
Hey, I'd do all right with a kayak. I mean, a boat would make it
Yeah.
easier. But I mean, I'm running a dog in between my legs and a kayak with a jet set trailer behind me, And I had a pretty good last Saturday at teal season, didn't I, Addison?
You sure did. Me and my gator tail and my stick
So
got skunked.
I just had to put that one little last jab in there.
I felt it.
I agree with the decoys. I agree with the decoy part, as Addison said. I did spend the money last year. I bought some nice decoys, but I bought these decoys knowing that these are going to be my decoys for the next 5 or 6 years. And
If
I'm going
not
to take
longer.
care of it. Yeah, and I'm going to take care of it. I bought the case. I bought everything to keep them nice.
Yeah.
But I started off with hardcore and the game winner or whatever Academy win has out there. I mean, like he said, don't go dropping thousands and thousands. I mean, if you're not
It is an
careful with it,
expensive sport, regardless of, you don't need to make it any worse.
yes, duck hunting is probably one of the most expensive out of all of them. I mean, without paying for,
unless you're
Yeah.
traveling big game.
yeah, I mean, and that's big game. Like if you're traveling big game, but I mean, especially duck hunting, you got to buy the decoys. You got to normally buy the waders. Unless when you're public land hunting, you got to buy the waders. You got to buy this. You got to buy that. Then you got to have a trailer to pull behind you because you got everything that won't fit in the back of your truck. So just kind of be humble about it. Just make sure you love the sport before you dive off and spend $20,000, because everyone's like, "Oh, there's no way I can spend $20,000 in duck hunting." I'll tell you now, it's not hard. Before you turn, like you'll be looking down, buying stuff. Next thing you know, you're like, "Oh wow, I'm already 6,000 in, and I really don't have nothing."
I mean, I never thought that before last year. I never thought I'd be spending, $200 on a 6-pack of decoys. I mean, it wasn't 200; it was a little less, but I mean, I think it was like 200 whenever I bought all the rigging kit and everything to make my own riggings. But I mean, that was stupid simple pop of money right there. And then, like I've got game winner decoys still, and then I have those zinc teals that I found on sale, like $20 for a half dozen. I scooped that up right quick, and I love those decoys. Now, are they as nice as my lifetimes, or I guess heyday? They're not as nice. Those heydays are super nice because I mean, it does not get any lighter and more convenient than those. But yeah, I mean, I still throw out my game winners right beside my heydays.
Yeah,
You can't kill ducks out of a 401k either. So
That is true, but you
Yeah,
can't go to Argentina with it.
the most important part is
Yeah.
just enjoy what you're doing. I feel like, I mean,
that's
Yeah.
it. Don't
there's
check
gonna be
social
days
media.
that you get skunked. Yes.
Yeah, I know Blake kind of jumped off in it a lot faster than I did. But I mean, heck, I've bought used stuff from Blake, like my blind bag I bought from him, and then, I kind of coast off y'all, like, y'all spend the money and try it out, then I'll figure out if I want to do it. Or better yet, you decide you don't like it, and I'll buy it from you for $20, 10 cents on the dollar. I'm just waiting on Addison to decide he wants to give me a boat.
I hate that thing.
I'll take it off your hands.
And what a deal, huh?
Hey, I told you you need to go get that beaver tail.
Well, now that I got the trailer, that's a doable thing for next year.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good little
I'm
one
gonna
for
get.
you.
I'm gonna get me two.
That trailer.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was saying, Blake said the beaver tail. I'm gonna, whenever I come to your house next weekend, I'm gonna stop on the way and get two, and I'm excited about those.
But you are getting them?
Yeah, I am.
Sweet. Yeah, I got that trailer last weekend, which I'm gonna have to put some work into it and everything. But man, I'm excited about that thing. That's gonna be our adventure trailer, which the thing that we bought it for, and we've been looking for a long time for one, and this one just like checked all the boxes perfect. Is It's gonna be our little adventure trailer for taking our. We're gonna start taking the kids to all the national parks starting this summer. So that's gonna be loaded up. I'm gonna rig it up, do like a pop-in system with pins for a kayak rack and maybe some canoes, and see if I can't get one of those rooftop tents, stuff like that, and then be able to pack all the coolers and boxes and everything on. I'm gonna mount my toolbox on the front of the tongue and all that. So, but turn right back around and everything's gonna be modular on it, and be able to stick one of those beaver tails in there if I can find one around here. So I'm excited for it. At the very least, to be able to not have to lay all my seats down and do and be able to put everything on that little trailer for going out hunting.
Yeah, I think that beaver tails would be good for you. You get one. I mean, if we all get one, we go on these trips out of state like that. If we find a lake or something, I mean, in these WMAs, we can find electric motors and put them on there and put around with electric motors.
Yeah.
And get where we
I
want
think you
to.
can even use those for diver hunting if you know what you're doing.
Just got to anchor off pretty good.
But yeah, that's doable though.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good jumping off point as any. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
lost Addison again, but man, next week, hopefully we'll have us another guest lined up. We're still in the works on that. We're still figuring everything out for our guest and, scheduling and everything. But, man, y'all keep listening. Keep letting me know what's going on, what you want to hear. We're going to be doing a giveaway on the Instagram. Once we hit 1,000 followers, I will get those uploaded. I need to get pictures from Blake, but we've got our graphics going on. Is it Bottomland?
Yeah, we got them on a Bottleman t-shirt.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a giveaway once we hit 1,000. I'm gonna do a random draw from all of our followers on the Instagram because we're sitting high 700s as of
That's
the recording now.
Was just looking at that on my phone to see we are almost at 800.
Are we closer?
We are 797.
Sweet. So yeah, once we're getting close, guys. So make sure tell everyone about it. Get people following us. Share our stuff. Best thing you can do is tell your hunting buddies, your family and friends about us. We're not trying to make a living off this, but let everyone know. We're going to be doing some cool stuff. Hopefully, going forward, once we hit that 1,000 followers, we're going to do a giveaway. We'll get you your size and everything, and we'll have a shirt for you, and get this thing growing. We'll be able to do some more cool stuff going forward with that.
Yeah, I mean,
so leave us a review, leave us some comments, shoot me a message, shoot me an email.
The sky's the limit for us at this point.
Yeah.
We hope one day we're big enough that we start giving hunts away and do all sorts of things. Have people come in and hunt with us, and
yeah, and
it's gonna be nice.
Just shoot me a message. I mean, there's several of y'all I've talked to already. Like we've got one guy in Norway. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to get that figured out. Hey, we even have someone in Portugal. Whoever you are in Portugal, hit me up. Send me an Instagram message. I want to know who you are, and I want to know what Portugal hunting's like.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You got Troy's daughters excited. They think we're international stars. We got people listed different countries now. So,
but yeah, y'all let us know what you think. And again, thank y'all for listening. We'll see y'all next time on Winging It Waterfowl.